Okay, welcome back again. In this tutorial, we are going to solve um, examples on uh, trigonometric functions. So, in our previous video, we talked about the sign of the 6 trigonometric ratios in all the quadrants. So, in the first, the second, the third, and the fourth, of which we said the first quadrant we have all the ratios being what? Positive. Yes. Then also in the second quadrant we have sine being positive and the rest being what? Negative. Then in the third quadrant we have only tan being positive, and in the fourth quadrant we have only cos being what? Positive. Alright, so let's dive into this wonderful question. Now the example: the terminal side of an angle, say theta, passes through the point 724. Find the values of the 6 trigonometric functions of the angle. Alright, so with this type of question, you need to draw your Cartesian plane and make sure you have your right angle triangle in it to help you easily identify the side, which can help you to do what? Determine the trig ratios. Alright, now we are saying that the terminal side of an angle. So let's say we have a plane like this. This is then shown here like this. Now from here, when we draw a line from the origin to a point, let's say x, y, like this. Now the terminal side here, so it passes through this point, so it means that we have the point being here. Now we have x and y coordinates, so since we have a point being like this, this is going to be x, so this is the distance on what? X. So we move 7 units on the x-axis, which is positive, so it is on the positive side, so meaning that we are going to find this in what? The first quadrant. Then the 24 units in the y-axis, which is also what? Positive. Alright, so it means that we have identified easily, we get our two sides remaining the hypotenuse. Now in here we have an angle which is 90 degrees, making this what? A right angle triangle. Now how can we determine this side? Because we need it to continue with the trig ratios. Now we have the angle here. Since this is a right angle triangle, we can apply the Pythagoras theorem to easily identify the third side. Now for the Pythagoras theorem, say that the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides. It means that if I square this side, it should be equal to 7 squared plus 24 squared. Alright, so then we find r here. So with the diagram, using Pythagoras theorem, we have this r squared being equal to 27. We have 7 squared plus what? 24 squared. So r squared will go to what? 49 plus 276. When we sum this up, we have 625. Now we want r, so we take the square root of both sides. So we have r being equal to square root of what? 625, which is going to give us what? 25. So it means that our side, the r here, is what? 25 units. 25 units. Now with this, we know all the side. You can easily identify or go into the actual question that we ask to answer. So when we start with sine, we said that sine. So let me bring the diagram here. So it is in the form like this. We have 24 here. We have 24. We have r, which is now 25. Then this side we got 7. We have the angle theta here. Okay. So sine is equal to an opposite on hypotenuse. Opposite on hypotenuse. So this is the hypotenuse. We have the opposite. So meaning that our sine will be what? 24 divided by what? The 25, as we have here. And its reciprocal, which is the cosec theta, will be equal to 1 on what? Sine theta. So we have 1 divided by what? 24 on what? 25, which is going to give us what? 25 on what? 24. So its reciprocal, simply. So if you have this being 24 on 25, its reciprocal will be 25 on 24. Simple as that for the cosec. And the cos, which is going to be adjacent divided by what? The hypotenuse. And this is the adjacent being 7 units and the hypotenuse being what? 25. So we have 7 on 25. Its reciprocal is what? Sec. And the sec theta will be equal to 1 on what? Cos theta. So if the reciprocal, we have this cos being 7 on 25, its reciprocal will be 25 on what? 7. Simple as that. Then the tan theta. Alright, tan. Tan is opposite on adjacent. 24 on what? 7. 24 on 7 here. Now its reciprocal, which is going to be cot theta, we have 1 on tan theta. So this is simply going to be what? 7 on what? 24. 7 on 24. Simple as that. So when a point is given like in this type of question, you should know where it falls. Now if this were to be, let's say, negative 7, negative 24, it will tell you where it will fall. It means that if we were to be negative negative here, it is going to fall on the third quadrant, and we know how to. So this triangle should have been in, if it is negative negative, it will be what? In the third quadrant. Now if it is, let's say, negative positive, 7 is negative, so in which quadrant do we have x coordinate being negative and the y being what? Positive? That would be in the second quadrant. Second quadrant. What if we have x being positive and y being negative? Now in which quadrant do we have that? So in the positive side, in the fourth quadrant, we have x being positive and y being what? Negative. So if it is positive positive, you can find it in the first quadrant. That's why we have this diagram here in the first quadrant. So knowing the sign will easily help you to do this type of questions. Thank you for watching.